Disney is perhaps the most powerful film studio in the industry, as they own Pixar, Lucasfilm, Marvel, the Muppets, and release their own in-house movies every year. These days, it's hard to find an actor who hasn't done at least one project with the Mouse House, and based on their track record, it's easy to see why so many people would want to work with them. That said, actors want to make sure that each part they take is the right fit, and sometimes that means forgoing a partnership with Mickey. Here are 10 famous actors who turned down Disney roles.
To infinity and beyond!
Billy Crystal. The hilarious Billy Crystal has made audiences laugh in several movies, and one of his best-known characters is Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc. He's a natural fit for that part, so it's difficult to imagine him as anyone else in the Pixar canon.
Is that a joke? Tell me you're joking.
But when the studio was making their debut feature, Toy Story, they offered Crystal the part of Buzz Lightyear. Crystal, of course, turned it down, and after seeing the film, immediately regretted his decision. Years later, when Pixar called him again, Crystal happily accepted the role of Mike, which arguably better suits his impressive talents. Sometimes, things just work out in the end.
Why aren't you in the pros making stacks of cash and getting your toes licked by beautiful women?
Joaquin Phoenix. Before Benedict Cumberbatch was cast as the Sorcerer Supreme, the internet was full of rumored actors for the role. One name that kept popping up frequently was Joaquin Phoenix, and for a while, it looked like it was his to lose. But after thinking about it for a few months, Phoenix ultimately decided it wasn't for him, and turned it down. His biggest concern was the lengthy multi-picture contract Marvel Studios requires their talent to sign, and how that might impact his career moving forward.
Makes sense.
There's no denying Phoenix would have been an interesting choice, but after Cumberbatch earned rave reviews for his performance, the franchise is in good hands. Patrick Stewart. Robin Williams may have stolen the show as the genie in Aladdin, but he wasn't the only one who gave a great performance in the movie. Jonathan Freeman was a chilling and intimidating presence as Jafar, giving the film a memorable villain.
That would be neat.
As threatening as Freeman was, he wasn't the first choice for the role. The filmmakers initially wanted Patrick Stewart, but the fan favorite thespian had to turn the offer down due to scheduling conflicts with Star Trek: The Next Generation. While Stewart is a sci-fi legend as Captain Picard, he considers missing out on Aladdin the biggest regret of his illustrious career.
If you will excuse me, I have work to do.
Anne Hathaway. When Disney was casting the live-action remake of Alice in Wonderland, Anne Hathaway was one of the first people they went to for the title role. Feeling that the character was too similar to the part she played in the past, Hathaway turned it down. It wasn't until director Tim Burton became attached that Hathaway had a change of heart. She still didn't play Alice, but Hathaway's interest in working with Burton led to her accepting the role of the White Queen. She shot all of her scenes in a period of 2 weeks, a proposition that probably appealed to her as well.
I suppose this makes us even now.
Elizabeth Olsen. After Disney announced they would be releasing new Star Wars films, there was much interest in seeing who would headline the sequel trilogy. Episode 7 featured 3 new heroes in Poe Dameron, Finn, and Rey. For Rey, Elizabeth Olsen was originally considered, but she refused to even audition for the part because she was already involved with the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Scarlet Witch, and the shooting schedules for The Force Awakens and Avengers Age of Ultron conflicted with each other. J.J. Abrams decided to go with an unknown in Daisy Ridley, who won the hearts of audiences across the world, and Olsen has done a great job in the MCU, so this was a win-win. Emma Stone. Disney's big holiday release of 2014 was the musical Into the Woods, and it starred an A-list ensemble that was a who's who of big-name talent. Anna Kendrick was the one who brought Cinderella to life, but director Rob Marshall originally had another actress in mind. He first asked Emma Stone if she would be interested, but Stone rejected the offer because she felt she didn't have the vocal range. Ironically, Stone is one of the leads in this year's musical La La Land, and she's considered a frontrunner in a stacked Best Actress race. Maybe she was selling herself short. It seems like she can carry a tune or two. Robert Downey Jr. and Johnny Depp. When you recall the history between Sam Raimi and James Franco following their collaborations in the Spider-Man trilogy, it'd be understandable to think Franco was the only choice for the lead in 2013's Oz the Great and Powerful.
I'll put on the show of a lifetime, the likes of which the land of Oz has never seen!
But the role was offered to 2 other Hollywood heavyweights. Raimi discussed the part with both Robert Downey Jr. and Johnny Depp, but neither accepted. Depp was already committed to the Lone Ranger, while RDJ simply wasn't interested. Though Oz wasn't a critical darling, some felt Franco's performance was entertaining and fun, so Raimi may have made the right choice.
I'm here to announce that King Mufasa's on his way.
Liam Neeson. There are several memorable parts about The Lion King, and one of the most noteworthy is James Earl Jones as Mufasa. Jones was a strong fit for the role, so it may be surprising to learn that it wasn't always his to begin with. The filmmakers offered the part around during pre-production, and Liam Neeson was one of the names considered. The Oscar nominee turned it down, as did former James Bond, Timothy Dalton. Now that Disney is moving forward on a live-action remake, perhaps Neeson can play Mufasa, more than 2 decades after he had a chance to voice the character. Robert De Niro. 4 movies in, with a 5th on the way, Johnny Depp perfectly embodies Captain Jack Sparrow. His performance in The Curse of the Black Pearl was so outstanding, he was even nominated for an Oscar. Captain Jack seems like the role Depp was born to play.
So it would seem.
But it was originally offered to living legend Robert De Niro. As fun as that may have been to see, De Niro turned it down because he felt the film would not do very well at the box office.
What?
He was proven very wrong in the summer of 2003, and it pushed him to play Captain Shakespeare in Stardust, which of course was a flop. At least De Niro has 2 Oscars to make up for that gaffe. Ryan Gosling. Disney continues their tradition of remaking their animated classics next year with the release of Beauty and the Beast. Dan Stevens and Emma Watson take on the title characters, but at one point it looked like Watson would fall in love with someone else. Hollywood heartthrob Ryan Gosling was originally offered the part of Beast, but he turned it down to star in Damien Chazelle's musical La La Land. Coincidentally enough, Watson dropped out of La La Land to play Belle in Beauty and the Beast. With Disney's latest poised to be a box office hit, and La La Land ready to dominate awards season, we can't fault these decisions. Those are just some of the actors who rejected Disney roles. Which ones did we miss? Are there any you wish took on the part? Sound off in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to our channel to watch more fun videos.